On this episode of Tell Us a Story.
I think there are several different misconceptions, like about what I specifically do.
Talk to us about living in your bigger mission.
So maybe in your family dynamic, you're the one that says, no thanks. But when I do that, then it becomes like a domino effect. I can definitely recognize that there is a beauty and a benefit in both. Common thread with my clients is they're all actively pursuing change in their life. They've been working on themselves for a long time. So no,
Amen.
I cannot do it for you, but I can do it with you. I can give you the tools and I can work side by side with you so that you can create the change that you're looking to create.
Welcome to Tell Us a Story, the podcast by Belmont City Press, where entrepreneurs and sales professionals share their journeys, insights, and strategies for success. In each episode, our guests reveal how they've overcome challenges, established their brands, and leveraged their stories to promote their businesses so you can too. I'm Red Hilton, your host for this episode. Today I'm joined by Lainne Love, who is the owner and founder of Lainne.com. So, Lainne, tell us a story.
Hi. Wow, you have the most amazing voice. I was like so drawn into that. Thank you. Well, I'm Lainne Love and at Lainne.com, and that's Lainne.
Mm-hmm.
And I help spiritually driven innovators and leaders build and energize their bigger mission with the specific purpose of leaving their legacy of love. And my ideal clients are innovators of change, the kind of people that like to go first, who are looking to stimulate expansion and grow through creative acts and influence so they can positively contribute to the evolution of humanity. And you can discover more about me, Lainne, at Lainne.com and on social media at Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, at Lainne Love. And I can be easily reached on my website or in the link in my bio on Instagram. You can just send me a message. I am accessible. I love to connect with you. So be sure to reach out so that you can activate your bigger mission and leave your legacy of love.
That's fabulous. And you are everywhere. If anyone needs you, you can absolutely be found. And just to reiterate, it's Lainne, LAINNE.com. So as we're moving forward, and we'll leave a link in the bio, everyone can have that in their head. So thank you for sharing that about Lainne.com. But what I'd like to sort of share with our listeners is, how did Lainne.com come to be? What is your story in getting there?
A long and windy road, like most people's life stories, right?
Take it away. Take it away.
I thought I was going one way and I went 26 other directions first before I got to where I was. But and now that I am where I am, I can look back and see where all those connection points fits together. So I grew up in a single parent household. I had a teenage mama. And obviously, or not, but to me, obviously, she did not have the skills, talents, or abilities to be able to provide like a safe, stable environment, seeing how she was just a teenager herself. So I went through a lot of different experiences, and along the way, discovered that I would like to get some healing from those experiences. So one, I always had the interest in healing, and two, I had the need for it. And so I studied a lot of different modalities. I started off in like the science world, thinking I wanted to wear a white coat and be very respectable. And just discovered that although that was cool and interesting, that wasn't really my jam. I was more interested in ancient remedies and angels and spirit and energy and this beautiful other kind of world. So I studied energy medicine. I studied the brain, hypnotherapy, NLP. And I learned a lot about myself and healing along the way because a lot of it was trial and error, right? Let me learn this and try this and see how it works. I was my own guinea pig. And through that process, through that really cool process and frustrating process, let's be honest, because it took me a long time
Certainly.
to to figure it all out. Why isn't it happening now? I've discovered, what works and what doesn't work, and what the similarities are, and what's fast or how you can be fast. Because what is fast and how you can be fast are also like two different things, because we're each individuals on our own specific journeys. And some of us, are meant to take more windy roads. And I was definitely meant to take the more windy road, because I wouldn't have learned all of the different modalities that I learned if I took more of a straight path, right? And that's where I really was able to benefit from the effects of all of those different trainings and actually integrate it to have the results that I was looking for, which was change.
Sometimes the windy road is you're better off and you learn more. And as much as I have my efficiency issues, Lainey, we all know this. As much as I have my
Mhm.
efficiency issues, nothing is generally a straight line.
Yeah.
Even if you think it is, it's not. And that's where the joy in the journey, and you just sort of have to take in what's around you. So I absolutely agree with you that windy road, created who you are, but brought you to where you are as well.
Exactly. And it took me a long while to actually be able to find the joy in the journey, because mostly I just found frustration because I wasn't there, wasn't hurry up and wait already. I wasn't there yet.
Mm.
And it didn't probably end up taking me longer. It did take me longer because I was fighting against every step, because I wanted it and I wanted it now.
And that can lead to frustration, I'm sure. But
Oh,
you've arrived. So talk to us about living in your bigger mission. That's sort of a theme with you, and we'll talk more about some things later, but talk about, living in your bigger mission, what that means.
yeah, my joy, what I ultimately discovered is that my purpose and my joy is to live into my bigger mission, to be the first, to be the innovator, the change maker. And what that looks like is that exactly you're that one that goes first. So maybe in your family dynamic, you're the one that says, no thanks, actually, this doesn't work for me. And just because we're related doesn't mean that I'm going to accept all of these maybe traditions or this behavior or whatever that word is for you. I'm going to create something that's different or better. Or maybe it's within your business, or maybe you're inventing something that doesn't even exist, or you're simplifying a process. Whatever that is, you're the innovator, you're the change maker, you're the one that's looking to create those differences. Yeah, and in order to create ultimately like a better world, I think most people, almost all people, have that feeling like I was meant for more, and I want to leave the world a better place. I want to create a better place for my children, for my children's children, or even just for the planet itself. We recognize that there's a responsibility and that like a deep need within us to fulfill that purpose. And so that's led to the pursuit of activating people's bigger missions, also because we're all interconnected. So not only does it matter for me to fulfill my purpose, to activate my bigger mission, but when I do that, then it becomes like a domino effect. Then I activate the next person that I'm meant to activate, because that was also part of my mission. And if I don't do it, then they might not do it, or it might be harder for them to do it because that was part of the chain reaction. So that interconnectedness and the responsibility and the beauty actually in that, and how we're all here working in tandem together with our missions, and the magic that that can create.
And I think acknowledging that someone was the catalyst for you as well.
Yeah, oh gosh, more than someone. I have so many wonderful mentors and teachers and people that have inspired me along the way and influenced my life in, you know what, I want to say in positive ways, but I'm also going to say in negative ways. And thank goodness for those people, because they were also profound teachers that helped me to anchor into my bigger mission and pursue it with a different level of passion than just being positively influenced. You know, I can definitely recognize that there is a beauty and a benefit in both.
Certainly, certainly. You used the term legacy of love earlier.
Yeah.
Can you sort of define that, first of all? And then how do people sort of implement that process in their lives?
Well, I am a student of the Sophia Code, and I think that that's where that came from in my life, because that is used with Mary Magdalene within that text, that codex, and a legacy of love is, to me, what I took that as, and how I teach it and how I use it with my client is just, how is it that you are leaving your imprint, your impact on the planet? Who are you and what is it that you're leaving? And that intertwines with your bigger mission. So how do people remember me? Like, every step that I take and every person that I'm interacting with, am I leaving an imprint, a positive imprint? Am I opening a door for somebody that needs me to open the door? Am I saying thank you? Am I being patient in my response to you? Am I looking for solutions rather than, always focusing on the problem? Like, who am I? How am I being? To me, that is my legacy of love, because that's the memory that I'm leaving behind, is how did I show up in the world? Yeah, like what did I create? But actually, what's more impactful? Because you reach, like, probably in your lifetime, you're reaching millions of people, if not definitely tens of thousands. Like, you're reaching a lot of people just in your day-to-day interactions. And if that legacy that you're leaving is that you're a kind person, that you're extending compassion or love or thoughtfulness, whatever that is, in even those small interactions, then you're actually creating a pretty magnificent world.
A pretty magnificent legacy of love.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your clients. Tell me, who are your clients? How do people usually find you, or how do they come to you, and then walk us through what you do for your clients?
Common thread with my clients is they're all actively pursuing change in their life. They've been working on themselves for a long time. They're professionals, entrepreneurs. They're the people that go first, the innovators, whether they're conscious parents or whether they're building a different business, or, they're upgrading their professional life and looking for a raise or I want to say a lateral move or parallel move. Like, they're just looking to create change and have more influence. That seems to be the common thread. And what it is that I love to help them with, or why it is I get that they come to me, is that I am able to help them to create the changes that they've been looking to create, um, in a new way and in an efficient way and a relatively quick way. The good news is that there's a lot of wonderful people out there in the world, a lot of different modalities, and they all work. It's just finding the right thing at the right time. And I happen to have a gift or a talent for being able to pull specific modalities or skill sets and being able to implement them, or lead people to implement them at the right time so that they can finally create that change, that shift that they've been looking to create.
Could you give us a real world example of, you know, a situation and a modality and how you kind of brought them together?
Yeah, a situation and a modality. Well,
Not that you're going to talk about clients, but you can say, I was dealing with this and I felt like this, or, just sort of walk us through what someone might expect, because I know you love your one on one
yeah.
coaching, and that is a lot of what you do. Talk about also your coaching and sort of talk us through that, and what someone would expect when working with you?
Well, say if you are a business owner, so I've worked with many business owners, and you are running into the same challenge over and over again. Like my revenue is always this, no matter what it is that I'm doing, this is my revenue. So what I do is just sit back and listen. I mean, the great skill set of of most therapists, most healers, of most coaches is their ability to be able to listen. And what I'm listening for are the cues into what is your limiting belief, or what is it that it's creating the challenge that you're experiencing. So limiting belief, it's your ceiling. I mean, we're all familiar with these words, but that's what it is. It's I want to get over here, but my box is this, and I'm unaware that I'm in a box. So I'm listening for what that language is so I can find the cues, and then I can use the tools that I have, that I've learned, to help to be able to dissolve whatever that block is. And then we implement a new command, a new belief. And then that puts your guidance system on, your inner guidance systems, turns it on so that you can become a match. So subconsciously, because our patterns are what are actually running our lives. I'm sure people have heard that, but I'll reiterate it because we keep hearing it, but we don't necessarily take the action steps we need to take to change what those patterns are.
We hear it, we don't always believe it.
Right? Like we hear, like, you just eat different foods or sleep better or exercise more and you'll have the body that you're looking to get, but yet we don't do it. So it's another one of those things that's, here's the pattern, here's the solution, and here let's implement the solution. And then what it is that you do want, we'll implement that. But also a lot of people don't actually know what it is that they want, or they're thinking too small. So same example, like the business owner who's hitting that cap. No matter what I do, this is the revenue that I generate. Okay. Well, one, I'm looking for, okay, what's the pattern that's creating that? But also I'm looking for, okay, well, what's the pattern that's creating that in terms of, like, what do you believe that is possible? And most of us believe very limiting, very small things, and it's all for like good reasons. It's not about making the reasons right or wrong. It's just acknowledging that's what I believe. And is it possible that something else is possible? And yes, it is. So implementing that new belief so that you can then generate that next level that you're looking to do. So it's lots of fun. It's a creative process. It's a spiritual process because there are different factors that are coming in and influencing us. It's not just what we learned in this life. We have our patterns, our ancestral patterns, or sometimes referred to also as genetic patterns. Those come along with us. We inherit those things. And so they're sneaky little buggers because we don't even notice that we've inherited those, but we have, and they're influencing and affecting us. And we also have past parallel lives. What am I bringing in? What did I come here? What was my mission? Going back to bigger mission. That becomes more intricate and more dynamic as well, because what is it that I came here to solve or resolve? And that's intertwined into that mission, but that's also comes up in what are your blocks? So it's a really, really cool, I love, fascinating, fun process that brings me a lot of joy, which is, I would guess, why I'm so good at it.
Would you say that, what would you say is one of the biggest misconceptions about what it is that you do? Is it people creating their own limiting beliefs and they don't think that they can be helped? Or do you think it's something else?
Yeah, I think there are there are several different misconceptions, like about what I specifically do. Yeah, like, well, does this really work? Or is this really going to work? Or can you do it? Okay, first of all, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it. I can't do anything for you. As we know, we can look at our lives, and we can try to influence people to do things, especially if you're a parent, but you can't make anybody do anything. So no,
Amen.
I
Amen.
cannot do it for you, but I can do it with you. I can give you the tools, and I can work side by side with you so that you can create the change that you're looking to create. So that's definitely a misconception that I think most people have, is they're placing their power and their results in somebody else's hands and in my hands.
They're giving up their power.
Yeah.
So at Lainne.com, at your website, what is it they're going to find there?
You are going to find some information. So just me describing a little bit more as to what it is that I do so you can get to know me. I know I love going to people's websites for that. Let me learn a little bit about you. And you can
Certainly.
find testimonials, so other people's experience and results, because we're all looking for results. And you can also find my books on there.
Yes. Tell us about your book. You have The Bigger Mission, which we'll put a pin in that, but
Yeah.
Hypnosis to Master. Talk to me about your first book. You can hold it
Okay.
up for those that
I'll
are
hold it up.
watching.
I have
There you go.
How to Use Hypnosis to Master Your Brain. That was my
Mhm.
first book.
Mhm.
It's I'm really, really proud of it. It's amazing. And
Where's
basically
it
it's just a
available?
practical guide. It's available on Amazon.
Mhm.
And so is A Bigger Mission. But the How to Use Hypnosis to Master Your Brain is just a practical guide for how it is that you can use these tools to create positive change in your life.
Mhm.
Because that seems to be a theme, because it just talked about that and being like a misconception. It's you that creates the change. It's you that has to do the actions. And so it's just a really wonderful practical guide for doing that. And also dispelling some myths, about hypnosis, because
Certainly.
some people still fear hypnosis, and that, oh no, you're going to control my mind and make me do all these things. Well, if that was possible, every hypnotherapist would be a millionaire, right?
Are you going to
Because they
make
would
me
be
cluck like
getting
a
all
chicken?
of the codes and the money and
Yeah.
you will send me donations every month, or
I think that may happen sometime.
yeah, you will
Sometime.
leave me your house, or
Cluck
whatever
like a
that is.
chicken. Cluck like a chicken.
Doesn't
Absolutely.
happen. It does not happen. And
All
we're
right.
all in and out of states of hypnosis in our daily lives all the
Mhm.
time. Like what a natural state it actually is. It's just a relaxed state,
Mhm.
essentially, to really simplify it.
All right.
So I love this book. I'm so proud of it. How to Use Hypnosis to Master Your Brain. But that book gave birth to my second book, which
Mhm.
is A Bigger Mission.
A Bigger Mission with your friend and mine, Jen.
Yes, that's right. With several other authors. So
Mhm.
how that was born is, most people, when they hear, oh, that you're an author, 9 times out of 10, really, the answer is, oh my God, that's so cool. I've always wanted to write a book,
Yeah.
which is amazing, because there are
Mhm.
so many people with great stories out there. And I believe that you help people with books, right?
That is why Belmont City Press was born, because people,
Right.
81% of adult Americans want to write a book, but only 1 to 2% will actually go on to do so. So we're
So
a big fan
beautiful.
of anthologies around here because it's a little bit more of a bite size, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, see,
Yeah.
so this is why. So they had come to me saying that, and I said, well, you know what? I just did it, and it only took me like 15 years. So if you don't want to
Totally.
take 15 years to write your book, I highly recommend Belmont City Press, but
Well,
get on it.
and again, you know the experience, and that's why we have Belmont City Press University, because
Yeah.
we walk people through doing it, because it can be overwhelming, especially the organizing. I think that's where most people struggle, because they know things to the granular level, similar to you and what you
Yeah.
do. But now it's like, okay, now how do I break that down? How do I communicate it? How do I, all of those things. So you know the struggle. And I think you would agree that, being part of an anthology is a little bit more palatable, because you don't have to do everything. You can do some, and that's what's
Yes.
expected. Yeah.
Yes. And that was the beautiful part. Like, I was taking away like the grandioseness of,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, like, oh, I'm never going to get my whole book done. I'm like, well, you can just write a chapter. Everybody can just write a chapter, and then you'll be more familiar with the process. And then you'll have that confidence of, oh my goodness, I am an author.
Mhm.
And you'll be able then to write your own book. That
Mhm.
I'm taking away a lot of the fears by helping you with that. And I had never done that before. I certainly had never helped people write a book, And so then I got to learn a whole bunch of new skill sets, and that I was, helping to develop stories and helping them to bring out like their unique voice, and how do I edit it so that I'm not editing it from the same perspective. I have to edit it and keep it in their voice. And there was a lot of coaching and a lot of healing that went through that. And that was really, really beautiful. I really enjoyed that process. And so now I can integrate that process into my work, in that I use story now to work with my clients. It's a really beautiful, powerful, wonderful way to bring out different aspects of healing. And so this book, A Bigger Mission, became this beautiful, unexpected project that really tied us all together in a really profound way, and became a very raw book of stories that show how possible it is, no matter where you're coming from, because it's an international group, and what your circumstances are, that it's possible to create change. It's possible to dig deeper within yourself and find the strength, the love, the light, the thing that you felt was missing, and build the life that you felt that you wanted, but that you didn't get, or you weren't given. You can give it to yourself. And I'm so proud of everybody. Every author did such an amazing job, and we have more coming out. We have the audiobook coming out, and we have a workbook that's coming out, because we're all professionals in a healing space. And so we're all offering the workbook to use the tools, skills, talents, and abilities that we have accumulated, and offer that in a workbook to help the reader go through that and do the work themselves, and get to know us also in
How many
a
authors
different way.
in the anthology? How many perspectives
12
are there?
altogether.
12.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Excellent. So that is A Bigger Mission, and that is found at Amazon as well.
Amazon, yeah.
Okay. And we'll put a link to that in the show notes as well. Lainne, tell me, what is your Monty? So as you know, Monty is our mascot here at Belmont City Press, and he's sort of a beacon of all things inspirational, or a little story, or something that we carry with us, like a mantra or a phrase. Or what is sort of your Monty that you might be able to share with our listeners today?
I have two that I always go back to, no matter what. And that is dig deeper. That has like pulled me out of so many dark places. I've been to very dark places. And I have been, in the gutter, and I didn't want to go on. I was making plans to not go on. And I realized in a moment of lucidity, because there aren't a lot of lucid moments when you're in that space. And in hindsight, I'm really grateful for it, because now I really understand when people are like, well, can't you just do this? No, that's the whole point, is you can't.
Right.
You're in this dark space that feels like it's impossible to get out of. But in a moment of lucidity, the phrase that I heard was like, dig deeper. Like, if you haven't found it yet, then you got to go deeper and find it within yourself. And I did. I dug deeper, and I found it within myself. So that is a mantra, a prayer. That is a promise also. And also, you matter. And that leads into your bigger mission. You matter. Like, you really, really matter. There is only one you. Like, that is amazing. In the history of the entire universe, there is only one you. There will never be another you. How special, how unique, how profound, how mind-blowing is that concept? Like, it's not a concept, it's a reality.
Right.
There's only one you. You are so important. And just to know that you're important and you matter and you're here for a reason.
Dig deeper and you matter.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our rapid fire Q&A section?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You ready? I'm going to give you two choices. You tell me which one speaks to you the most. Are you ready?
Okay.
Early bird or night owl?
Oh, early bird.
Okay. Would you rather hang out in your living room or your bedroom?
Living room.
Okay. All right. Would you rather go hiking or swimming?
Ooh, blah. I feel there's
I
hiking.
don't believe that was a choice. Hiking
Yeah.
is the answer. Okay. Would you rather have breakfast in bed or breakfast at the table?
Table.
Yeah, table. Totally. I don't understand the breakfast in bed concept. Like,
No.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Would you rather go dog walking or cat sitting?
Dog walking.
Okay. All right. There was only one right answer there. Do you like ice cream or frozen yogurt?
Neither.
Oh, really? Well, frozen yogurt was the correct answer, but I'm just letting you know.
Like, I don't eat sugar.
Yeah, I understand that, but there is some sugar-free or no sugar added that you might be able to. And one more, since you don't eat sugar, but I'm going to ask anyways, spicy food or mild food?
Spicy.
Oh no, absolutely not. That was wrong. Sorry. That's just not. I think ketchup is spicy. Like absolutely not. I am not prepared for anything. Yeah, no. I have my taste buds. No, that's my Irish heritage coming out. It needs to be a tan color and bland. Thank you. That's it. That's
I've
all we
eaten
do.
peppers so hot I had facial paralysis.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not saying that was a good choice, but
It was a choice though, wasn't it? It was a choice. All right. As you know, we have a guest to guest question. So the guest on the episode before you left behind a question for you to answer during your podcast. Are you ready for the guest to guest question?
Ready.
You are ready. And it's sort of perfect for you, but that's okay. What makes you happy and what is fun for you?
My son makes me happy. Food makes me happy. My friends, nature. Oh my God, life, dancing. Like get so much joy out of life and just the experience of, oh my goodness, there is so much amazingness in the world. So life, yeah, life and love and the pursuit of adventure.
Fabulous. So wrap up for us one more time. The website is lainne.com and we're spelling that LAINNE.com.
Yes.
And the books and where to find them and your social medias. Hit me with that.
The books, How to Use Hypnosis to Master Your Brain. You can do it. And A Bigger Mission. And you can find those beautiful books on Amazon. And you can find me at my website, again, lainne.com, and at Lainne Love on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what else you asked.
No, just where to
That's
find you, your books, how people can connect with you, basically.
That's
then for your coaching as well, they can contact you through any of those mediums and find you and talk to you about, some one-on-one coaching if they're also looking to, start on a bigger mission themselves.
Yes, absolutely. That is my gift and my joy. I absolutely love to work with people. So if you can work with me, if I am available, I would love to work with you. You can do that on my website, or yes, you can send me a note on Instagram and I will get back to you as quickly as I can because you matter and your time matters.
Fabulous.
Your mission matters.
So, yeah, absolutely. So, what are your parting thoughts? If I gave you 60 seconds to tell us a story, what would the world learn from you?
Exactly that. You matter. You are so important. You are so important. You're here for a reason and live that out. And you can find whatever it is that you need within yourself to do that. Just keep digging deeper and remember that you're important.
Thank you. So I appreciate your time, Lainne. It's extremely valuable, and I hope I honored that here today.
You most definitely did. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. To our listeners, if you have a story to share, visit tellasastorypodcast.com. If you're an aspiring author, a seasoned business owner, or looking to elevate your personal brand, visit belmontcitypress.com for expert advice on writing your own success story. Trust the next chapter because you are the author. Now, tell us a story.